All right, and we should be live. Hello, everybody. Let me get my live chat pulled up and we'll do some hellos. First one in, we've got Griffin Fish Room, followed by Don Gallagher. Of course, Chattanooga Ed is here with me. Aquarium is maintained by Andy. Griffin Fish Room, again, hello. Get down through here. The Zen Ginger, Not Nola Jane Fish Rich, HC Aqua, River Life, Big J's Fish Keeping. Fish Keeper. I don't know why I always call you Fish Keeping, Big J. It's just stuck in my head, buddy. Chris with Multi-Tank Addiction coming in with the hashtag Red Devil. Sandy Dowdy, Danikin Aquatics, 44 Mag Guy, Fish and More, Tom Patterson jumped on me there. Rose Aquatics, Priscilla MK Art, Keith Anal, I'm going to assume. Apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. Fatherfish, hello. Sherry Kramer, FNS Fish Room, Gnarly Tank Addict, Cichlids Aquarium Keeper, Dr. Black 66, Natural Aquariums, Phenoxy's Tank, Sand Creek Aquatics, Bob Kaler of Kaler's Aquatics, Mickey M, Cody Son, Jace Crazy Obsession, GRB Aquatics, Pam M, hello to you. And I think I have caught the bottom. I see some new names in here. I appreciate you all joining us tonight. And, of course, all of our returning people, thank you very much for coming back again. Those of you that have been here before, hello, D, and welcome. You know that I sound a little different than usual. I have been under the weather. We've had flu A and B in the house the past week, so it's just been rough. Still trying to get the voice back. So Ed is going to do a decent part of the show tonight, which I know is going to be unfamiliar for a lot of you all, but I appreciate him taking that over. And if you see me disappear, it's to cough my lungs out. I'm feeling better, though, and I did try and swing by the live streams the past week and at least say hi to everybody, but I'm sorry I was not more present like I normally am throughout this past week. That being said, I do want to just touch on a couple of things real quick in terms of upcoming events. I know that John earlier, KG Tropicals, mentioned he's going to be on Saturday with me. And I think I haven't talked to Ed yet, but I'd like Ed to be there as well because, he's got his camera there and he's done photography, and I would like to have Ed along for the tech talk. I think that would be fun. And then, excuse me, sorry, there's probably going to be a fair bit of throat clearing tonight. Monday the 3rd, I'm going to have Bentley Pasco on 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see, going through the calendar, on the 9th of February, we've got the East Tennessee Fish Tuber Meetup in Knoxville, Tennessee. And then, see, I've got a couple more things lined up. I've got Jess Shrimp Granny is going to be coming on at some point. I haven't narrowed down exactly when. Mike from the Fish Tank Barn is going to be joining me February 22nd. And I'll schedule that when it gets a little closer, but that's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I think that is everybody. Yeah, that's everybody I've got penciled in at the moment. And then that's getting to the end of February, and then we start looking at the big fish deal. Let me jump back up here, make sure I didn't miss anybody else coming in or any questions. The Pond Life, hello and welcome. Yes, we are almost to 1,000. I appreciate everybody. Oh, and I didn't see him, but JH Aquatics, Joseph, thank you for sharing that out on your community tab. I noticed right before the stream that he had shared out that I was almost at 1,000. So thank you for that as well. And of course, River Life, Rack, Chris with Multi-Tank Addiction, and John with KG Tropicals has been a huge help also. Him coming on the show the last time has driven a lot of traffic my way. And of course, him talking about the channel has helped significantly as well. So I appreciate that if he happens to be lurking or hears this on a replay. Let's see, going through the chat here. All right. Don't see any questions jumping out right away. So Ed, do you want gonna take it over. You got any news, discussions, talks?
Well, I was gonna go. You were talking about all your videos and whatnot. That's awesome. You're doing great. I've been really holding off on a lot of mine because I really want to hit everything hard as I show the progression of my fish room. And so I've been kind of holding back on a lot of my stuff because I don't want to be so sporadic with things because I know how good growth works. But I accept Blackie's challenge, and there will be an Australian Chattanoogan show or video that should be out on Saturday. I'm waiting for one thing, and
all right,
we're gonna do that. But would you like me to go over like some of the events and stuff that we're going to be going through?
You're welcome to do so. I do want to throw something out here on the fly, though. I noticed Father Fish is in the background. I know we don't normally have anybody up on this particular stream, but I think that might be a nice coincidence. We've got him available, and I'm not feeling 100%. So he's been kind enough to come on before, so I'm thinking maybe we add Father Fish to the lineup tonight.
Oh, that's fine.
I got
it. Fish, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Nice to see you all. Good to be here. I'm finally getting a little technological here.
Well, fantastic.
Awesome.
That's a pleasant surprise to have you. Real quick, I want to say, Pam, I am sorry. I just saw that she had filmed. She'd done some filming earlier and realized that the camera had slipped down and she had filmed the floor.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry to hear that. That happens to the best of us at some point or another.
Well, earlier you were talking about having me with your stream with John. I am like the most untech savvy guy in the world. So I don't know if I'd be much help unless I just be there for laughs, which is fine. But
my philosophy on that has always been perspective, because you may have questions that I don't think to ask, but other people may think to ask, you know. So there may be things that don't even cross my mind to ask him that you're like, but how does this work? You know, again, one of those, oftentimes we take things for granted once we know them and forget maybe to help illustrate those things for other people.
And I gotta say, Father Fish, your background is awesome. I love the highlight on the wall. That looks super cool. I don't know if that's planned or not, but it's great.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking how empty it is. I'll tell you what, though, can you see the picture back there? Showed that. Yeah, I'm going to bring it out and show it. I showed it earlier this evening. Kaylor saw it and he said, that's a young Father Fish. And that's exactly what that is. Let me show you. I was 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
Playing Polonius in Hamlet my first year in college.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
A local photographer took that. He entered it in the contest, and he won first place in the state of Kentucky. And I've kept it with me ever since.
That's awesome.
Isn't that fun? No, I was just sitting there thinking how nice it is. You guys have fish tanks behind me, and I got a blank wall.
Hey, I was a professional photographer for years, and I love the color contrast between like the doors dark to the bright light. I think it looks really neat. I like that better than a fish tank.
Only you would appreciate that.
Well, I like it.
You were going to talk about your fish room, some things you've got going on.
Well, I'm going to be building a fish room, and I'm going to videotape every step as we go.
Oh, nice.
And man, I wish I lived down in Florida near you, because
it'd
be awesome to have your
Well, to have an outdoor fish room is nice.
Oh yeah. Now next year I'd like to have a greenhouse and try to do some plants and some fish that can go year round out here. I mean, it really doesn't get that terribly cold here in Chattanooga, which is, I mean, nothing like it used to be when I lived in Missouri. So I figured maybe white clouds and rice fish or something.
There are a
Might be
lot
fun.
of darters. The Tennessee darter is a fish that I have always wanted to be able to keep, and it's just too warm in Florida for it in the summer.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Is that some of those? I mean, was it a darter that's also on that cares list, James? That's it's not really a cares list, but you were going to try to take care of it with the university up there or something.
That one is the blue mask darter, I believe. It's a blue darter. I can't remember if it's just the blue darter or the blue mask darter, but it's on the endangered species list.
Yeah, I won't probably get that one, but
Yeah.
There's some pretty ones up there, though. Every once in a while I go across to Okeechobee and buy a feeder bait fish that they get from Tennessee, and they've always got sticklebacks in with them. They come in as bycatch, and I like to keep those sticklebacks. They're fun.
are any of those bait fish Asian carp?
You
'Cause
know,
I know that's
think
how
so.
they ended up in the Mississippi.
No, I don't think so. They're caught in Tennessee.
Oh, they actually just catch them live.
Yeah, it's a minnow.
Well, that's awesome.
So I want to snag a question real quick out of the chat from River Life for Father Fish. It says, at Father Fish, are natural aquarium substrate ratios and depth the same for nano tanks, 5 gallons and less?
The ratio is the same. Obviously, you're not going to do 4 inches of substrate in a 5-gallon nano, but if you'll do a quarter to half an inch soil and cap it with 1.5 inches of sand, that gives you about 2 inches of substrate. That works pretty well.
Good deal. Yeah, I'm enjoying the tank that we set up live last. I guess it was
How's
last
it
week.
doing? Yeah, last week.
Yeah, it's I've just got a set of blue-eyed lemon plecos,
Oh,
and I
nice.
need to get a couple more albino cories for it, and I've got about a dozen really dark cherry shrimp in there, and I am enjoying it very much so. So thank you again for that.
I have a question. How do you keep the glare off your glasses?
So that is a magical tech secret. I only charge $49.99 for that in my YouTube book of secrets. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually, when I got these made, there was an option to have a coating put on them
Oh,
so that there wasn't a glare, and I went with that option. Of course, this was years ago before I ever did anything YouTube related. It just happens to have been advantageous, now that I am doing YouTube.
yeah, it's a problem.
But yeah,
My eyes look like they're white.
and I've noticed that, and I didn't really think about it because I've heard people mention it, and then when you ask, I started thinking, and I remember at the time I had them made, they said, "Do you want this coating?" And I was like, and they're like, "Well, it's only so much more," and I was like, "Sure, just go ahead and put it on there."
No, I'm going to look into that.
I think
you don't have any glare, chat.
I know. I think it's because I'm wearing a baseball hat.
So you're not looking straight into the screen either, probably.
Yeah, I can hardly see the screen.
Yeah,
I
it's
need
a
to
screen
get a bigger
reflected
one.
back. Yeah, funny,
See, I'll move it up a little.
funny stuff.
Recon asked a question regarding distribution of the Piaba tanks in the southern states. And Rack, if he's still in here, which I believe he is, may be able to answer this better than myself. But to the best of my knowledge, there's not necessarily an issue with them being distributed to the southern states. It's simply that they haven't gotten the fish stores on board. So
I'm sure that's true.
yeah, it's just a matter of getting your LFS to, contact, I guess it's Aqueon, if I remember correctly from what my LFS had to go through. Emailed them and said, hey, we want to we want to be able to sell this rainforest conservation kit. And then the next
Now, is that coming through the wholesalers? Do you know? Or is it
the
direct?
tanks are not going to be available through any type of chain retail stores. But the tanks came in with his Aqueon order. But it's only going to be available through your mom and pop stores.
Where do the mom and pop stores buy them?
As far as I know, through Aqueon.
So it's direct. Okay.
Yeah, I can validate that again with my LFS when I talk to them again. But I'm pretty sure it was just something they emailed Aqueon about, and that's how they were able to get it set up. And then, of course, after the fact, they emailed Project Piaba and let them know that they were carrying them, and that's how they got added onto the store locator list.
Nice.
Do you know, are they giving the stores a deal, or are they being hard on the stores, the local stores?
I don't know that they're giving them a deal necessarily. I'm sure that it's coming at the same markdown or markup, however you want to look at it, that they're getting on any other tank setup. So I think it's
I've not seen any material on it yet.
Yeah, there's not a lot out there until I kind of poked at my LFS. Unfortunately, we've got a really good relationship, so they were willing to look into it, and they are big community supporters, so they were all about the cause once I explained to them. Kind of like Rack had that same, what do you mean that it's good for the environment type thing? Once you explain to people the conservation aspect of it, they looked into it and got on board with it, and then it was a matter of figuring out how do we do it.
We had Sandy Moore speak to our club about a year ago on Piaba before when they first started getting involved with that project. So we've known about the project for a long time.
Yeah, it's I like it. I like the cause. I think it's a wonderful tank. I'm glad that they didn't go with just like a standard 10-gallon tank, which I know that the 13 gallons available, outside of the kit, but it's an odd footprint. I think it works well for this setup. And yeah, River Life saying, Fatherfish, contact your Aqueon distributor. And then Rose Aquatic says at Fatherfish, I bought the USB air pump from Aquarium Co-op and a travel aquarium. It will come in handy to bring minnows when Ed and I come see you. LOL, I'm serious.
Oh, I want to go visit. I was thinking I would probably go visit him when LRB is down there at his club meeting. I was thinking.
Yeah, that'll be in May, I think. We're going to try to get him down in May.
Well, I'm going to try. May's going to be a tough month for us.
That'll be
because it's Aquashella month.
Jay Funk is going to be our speaker this month. So we're looking forward to that. And he's got a really interesting program on the relationship between the local club and the YouTube Fish Fam.
Oh, that's cool.
So that should be fun. We're going to try to do, he's doing a video. We're going to show the vid. And we're going to try to do a live open forum at the club meeting while he's speaking. So it could be interesting.
Oh, when's that date?
The third Thursday in February. That's the 16th, I think.
Okay.
I'll mark that down.
It'll be like 7:30 or so.
So GRB Aquatic says at all of us, would CPL polarizing filter be an option for fatherfish to reduce glare? Depends on camera, I suppose. That's a fantastic question to which I do not know the answer in all honesty. It's beyond my level to heal.
I'm going to look into it. It really is a problem for me.
Excuse me. Sand Creek Aquatic says, I tried to order through LFS. I was told it was overpriced and I would get more bang for my buck just putting it together myself. I said, it's not about the money at River Life at Fisherman Fever.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah, I don't want to say I've heard that, but I've kind of seen people poke around at that, I guess, in theory, if you will. But you're exactly it. That's not what it's about. I mean, plus when you take into account, you are getting the $20 rebate on the fish, which I still haven't mailed mine in. I need to do that. And you factor in what a kit typically costs. I mean, in all honesty, any aquarium kit that you buy is going to be overpriced, in my opinion. But I'm also not a person that goes and buys kits, typically speaking. I don't want the kit usually, but this one having the driftwood and the gravel and everything you need.
And it's for the cause.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I've got 2 of the 3 parts of that series out with everything that's in it and setting it up and all that. It's not a bad deal, so to speak, but it's really not a bad deal when you look at the fact that it's supporting a good cause.
Amen.
Yeah, that'll probably be my first kit I ever buy.
Yeah, that's the first
and last.
Yeah.
Funny. Well, I'm going to go to bed. I thank you guys for letting me jump in here.
No, I appreciate you coming on. It's always a pleasure to have you, my friend.
This has been fun. Thank you.
Good
luck in your chat and your new build out. And we'll look forward to seeing you down here with Lucas in May. That'll be wonderful.
That'd be awesome. Cool.
For sure.
Night, guys.
Take care, Father Fish. And if somebody would drop the link for Father Fish in the chat for me, please and thank you, because I know somebody can beat me to it. I appreciate it. And thank you again, Father Fish, for coming up. We don't generally open up the Thursday night live stream to guests, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to talk to Father Fish for a little bit.
For sure. He's awesome. So much knowledge there. So much.
Oh, yes. Let's see. Rack River Life says, only kit I have ever seen, including everything but the water with a donation forward and sustain the hobby. Absolutely. You're 100% correct.
Yep.
I mean, it literally comes with the fish when you look at the fact that you're getting $20 mail-in rebate for going back and purchasing the fish. But yeah, River Life has got a video about the Project Piaba tank, and then I've got 2 of the 3 parts of the series released. I'm probably going to film the 3rd part this week now that I can actually talk again. And I've also found my mic. The kids decided they wanted to take my my good recording mic off of my video rig. So 3 days later, we found the pieces to that. But I'll get a stocking video out soon, so we'll have all 3 parts for everybody. So several people came in the chat that I missed previously. Aquamate, I think Mrs. Griffin Fish Room, Aquaballs, a couple others I know I missed. William Pridemore, hello to you as well. Anybody else I missed, my apologies.
Every week, I kind of feature a different YouTuber t-shirt. And this week, I've got Priscilla's.
Check that out.
Teespring.
Very nice.
And it's a brand new Teespring. She's got a bunch of great stuff up there. If somebody could pop her link to her Teespring, that'd be awesome. But I mean, that is a beautiful beta or beta, however you want to say it. I've never been hung up on how people pronounce different names of fish, because I figure we're all from around the world, and as long as we all know what we're talking about, we should all be just happy and love each other. That's my feeling on it. I know it causes some people to cringe, but it's just how it is.
So Sean Fitzgerald, hello and welcome to you. I believe you're new to the stream. I've seen you in a couple other streams tonight, so I appreciate you coming in. But Sean asks us, I'm getting a 175 bow front tank in trade. It has scratches inside tank. How do I try to get scratches out? Well, first I need to know, is it acrylic or glass? If it's glass, I don't know of a good way to recommend for you to get the scratches out other than fill it with water, and usually the scratches don't show quite as bad once it's full. If it's acrylic, then they have some different... and I've not used them myself, but some different I guess, abrasive pads that you can kind of buff it out with. It removes some of the material in order to remove the scratch, as far as I'm aware, to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, you can buff glass, but it's probably going to be so thin, and then it's going to be on the curve. That's how it got the scratch. They were probably
Yeah.
taking algae off the glass with a razor blade, and they were scraping it because they didn't have it flat. That's a big problem with bow fronts.
I've honestly found that most of the time with glass tanks, once you get water in them, you really don't notice the scratches like you do when they're dry.
I'm going to get something, a tool to get rid of the algae on bow fronts. Instead of using a scraper, I'll be right back. It works wonderful.
Absolutely. Hello, Mr. Zen. Welcome. Let's see. Let me scroll through here. Yeah, Dr. Black 66 also said sometimes they don't look too bad once wet.
These little blocks of foam.
Oh yeah.
I got this at one of our local aquarium stores in Knoxville, and I think it was like 95 cents. But
nice.
They sell it right up front, and it just has. It's all soft. It doesn't have anything hard on it, but one side's dimpled and one side's dimpled out. And it really just kind of pulls the algae right off. Unfortunately, I don't know what it's called other than maybe a cleaning pad. But, yeah, maybe we'll do a video or something on how it works sometime. Different ways. I have like dozens of different things to get rid of algae, but this is what I use on my round tank, and it works wonderful.
Very nice. I think I remember you buying that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I bought it with you. Well, I got to give credit to where credit's due. Pet Tech, Sean Peck, he was talking about it for his Flugel bow fronts, how he uses it. And so that's how I found out about it, and works great.
So Sean did say that you can see them. They're bad, but not too bad. I really don't have anything that I would personally recommend for glass, especially a bow front.
I have one idea.
You couldn't find something, but I hate to recommend something on a bow front where that glass is already bent anyways, and then if you thin it out, or polish it to where it thins the glass, I just don't.
If the bow front is scratched up so bad, turn it around and make it a bow back.
There you go.
And just put the back, the bow in the back. Give the fish a little extra space in the back to swim around, and you won't have to worry about the scratches.
So the Zen Ginger has a question. I need to find the piece of material to answer. Here we go.
It's kind of fun going and getting things.
Yeah. So Zen Ginger asks, is the voucher only for certain breeds of fish, and what if the LFS doesn't carry them? So here are the fish that are recommended for the tank, if you will. I will do my best to read them all off of here. I'm sure that if your pet store doesn't have these, they're probably not carrying much in terms of fish anyways, if you can't come up with some of these at least. Let's see. Appropriate Rio Negro species include one-lined pencilfish, three-lined pencilfish, dwarf pencilfish, cardinal tetra, rummy nose tetra, head and tail light tetra, green neon tetra, bleeding heart tetra, flame back bleeding heart tetra, penguin tetra, black morpho tetra, Chicano tetra, marbled hatchetfish, autocyclus catfish, and some species of Corydoras catfish. So there are a couple other things as well. But it basically, it doesn't have, it's not just like 4 fish that you have to buy these fish in order to get the rebate. It's basically, they're looking for Rio Negro region fish, if you will.
Of course, the cats knocked my fish cam down. As soon as I go to my fish cam, right before Nico knocked it off. Oh, well. I was trying to get my camera on the computer so we could see my t-shirt a little better, but I don't think it's going to work. Sorry, Priscilla, I'm not doing a very good job advertising. Well, you know, we never did go over our different events that we're going to be attending or thinking about going, or just good events that are going on in the area.
Absolutely.
Would you like me to go over a few of them?
Yeah, if you want to go over a few, I'm going to respond in text to the chat while you're doing that, if that works with you.
Sure thing. The first big thing coming up is February 9th. It's our East Tennessee fish. Is it kind of like the YouTuber? Is it called a Tennessee meetup or YouTube meetup?
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of got called the East Tennessee Fish Tuber Meetup. It's just kind of what it developed into.
It's at an extremely nice pet store or fish store in Knoxville, the Aquatic Marine. Is that what is it the Aquatic Marine?
Yeah, Aquatic Marine.
Okay. And they're going to be allowing us to go in early to do some video talk. Nobody else is going to be around. It's pretty awesome. And it'll be nice to meet everybody and have a fun time. Great. Be real. Maybe if you just want to videotape a particular fish, they're going to polish up the tanks, make them look real nice. And then if, you know, you're doing a video later and you want to show other types of Cory cats, maybe you could pop that, you know, something like that, which it's just a nice opportunity. And then on February 15th, Bob Kaler and I are going to be going to see Susan from SLC Aquatics. Everybody knows Susan. She's an amazing lady. Her fish club is having a meeting, and I think they might be kind of new. And so anybody in the Birmingham, it's going to be in Birmingham, Alabama. That's only about an hour and 40-minute drive, maybe an hour and a half. It's basically going to Knoxville for me, so, or Atlanta or Nashville. It's just kind of right in the middle, or I'm right in the middle. So that's going to be fun to see Susan and all of her fish friends. Let's see. On February 23rd, this one I know I'm not going to go to, but I have gone to it in the past when I lived in St. Louis. So I'm just going to mention it. If anybody is anywhere around Chicago, they're having the Tropic Fish Swap meet in Chicago, February 23rd. And if you just look up Tropical Fish Swap Chicago, 23rd of February, it's Chicago has so many great clubs, and they have some amazing swaps. I mean, it was like 8 years ago, or maybe almost a decade since I've been to it. But I wish if I still lived in St. Louis, I'd be going to that. Sure. So anybody in that area, I'd definitely go over to that. Let's see. There's a fish meetup, or no, a big convention actually, on March 6th through the 8th. It's the Carolina Aquarium Workshop. It's a 3-day event. It's pretty much lectures and classes all the time. So you're just going to go and absorb a ton of knowledge. I'm probably like 10% chance of going. The reason why I would probably go for sure if it wasn't the week before the big fish deal. But I can't be going to two different places. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Lucas Bretz is going to be there judging a shrimp competition. I don't know why I'm wearing glasses right now. We're judging a shrimp competition. And so it ought to be a pretty good time. And then the one for sure that James and I are going to be going to is the Big Fish Deal on March 14th. Hey, we ought to see if Rack's going. A lot of YouTubers are going to be there. James and I are going to be competing against Jess in a fish tank, a shrimp tank design aquascape thing. And I don't know, is Monica Lynn in that too?
You all say we're competing. I think we're just learning together.
Well, my goal is to get 9th out of if they end up having 10 people. not to be last. And hopefully this guy,
Yeah. As long as I finish top 10, I'll be happy.
yeah. But that ought to be a lot of fun. We're also going to do our normal Thursday night stream. We're going to push it to Friday because we're going to leave real early in the morning. So we'll probably be leaving when our normal after show starts. So that's why we're going to push it to Friday. And maybe we'll have some other live YouTubers. Maybe we'll have to set up 2 cameras and be at one table and just have a good time. But that should be a blast. Let's see. Now here's one for the saltwater people, and it's one that I get like notifications every year. Reefapalooza. It's a huge saltwater deal. It's convention. It's down in Orlando, so it's kind of fun. If you got family members that don't want to see fish, they can go to Disneyland, Disney World. Disneyland's in LA. That's April 25th and 26th. I don't know. I've just decided I'm going to start my first saltwater tank today.
Very nice.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go to a convention just to start up my first tank, and it's going to be a little tank versus like something I'd need millions of things for. And then the last major thing that we've got going on. Well, where did I missed writing down Aquashella. But Aquashella is May 15th through the 16th, maybe the 17th. And that'll be a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure James and Chris and I are going. We're trying to get Bob to come along with us. And that ought to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Say that again.
So I think it was Recon who, Recon said Ed's live stream skills are on point. Just saying, yeah, absolutely. He's going to have to let me be the quiet one more often here, I think.
I don't know about that.
Sand Creek Aquatic wants to know if we're still doing the late stream after this. I probably will not tonight. For those of you that have not been in a stream before, generally speaking, what I'll do is we have a set time limit of 2 hours on the Nocturnal feeding show. And then a lot of times we'll open it up after the fact and do like a late night stream. But this stream will end at 2:30 in the morning my time. I have to be at work at 4 a.m. my time. So that really leaves me like an hour and 15 minutes. But I'm sure we can convince somebody to start up a stream at that point when this show comes to an end tonight. But yeah, generally speaking, I would have a second show come on after the fact with kind of an open mic, if you will, but just not tonight.
You know what? There's also one more event that I'm really thinking about. It's in June. It's June 20th, and it's the American Live Bears. It's down in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if I said Fort Lauderdale. I'm killing that name somehow. I don't think it sounds right, but okay. Nevertheless, it's June 11th through the 14th. Y'all know that I love my guppies.
Oh, yes.
But I have mollies and I have platies. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to be so humbled because if I go down there, the sail fin mollies that I saw in the photos are just amazing. I mean, the only thing that might draw me back is I didn't see much guppy stuff. So
Gotcha.
That would be the one thing if I can find a guppy show somewhere else, I might end up doing that. But it's a pretty neat convention, the Live Bears. Okay, I'm sorry, James.
No, you're good. I appreciate you covering that. I keep hearing feedback. It's almost like it's coming from me every time I start talking. But I guess if it's not creating an issue anywhere else, it may just be in my mind. But Priscilla said, wait, what, Ed? Say again. You said salt? So
Yep.
I think that'll be very, very cool.
Bob, can I just add to that?
Yeah.
Bob Kaler gave me this awesome, beautiful, rimless circle tank, and it was meant for saltwater, and I did fresh, and I put in a bunch of blue-eyed rainbow or Pacific blue-eye rainbows, and I think they've been slowly jumping out, and my cats have been eating them before they hit the ground because I haven't found a single body, and I'm down to 2. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to put any type of guppies in there or live bears because it kind of has like a filtration system built in, and I think it'll just suck the babies right through it. So, and like I think it's definitely made for saltwater. So I'm gonna try something. I think it's a 17-gallon round tank, and I feel terrible. I didn't videotape it right away because I was waiting for those blue eyes to really color up because I got them young.
Right.
And now that they've colored up, I've got one boy and one girl, and the tank's empty. So, Bob, I had this whole video planned for you to thank you for it, and now I think I'm going to end up going salt and thanking you for that.
So, JH Aquatics, Joseph says, I believe Amber and I will be at the ALA at the Gold Coast Aquarium Society. Awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of
now, is that the library?
Oh, you want me to pull it back up for you, Ed?
Well, well, we'll just ask Joseph. Is that the live bearers?
Yeah, that is American Live Bear Association. I'm not sure which one or how many events they have, but yeah, basically, awesome. I go where Ed tells me to go. So,
no, and I'm always looking for somebody to go with me places, so it works well.
Yeah, I have to say a huge thank you to Ed, because if it weren't for Ed, I wouldn't be going to any of these events, just simply based upon the travel logistics. So, a huge thank you to Ed for being my sponsor, support, friend, whatever you want to call it, getting me to the shows.
Bob reminded me that I've got to meet up at 11:30 tomorrow with him, and I'm definitely not. That's another reason why we're not having our extra stream tonight. I'll make sure that I'm up and ready and willing to go.
Well, see, I go into work at 4 a.m., but I get off at 10 a.m., so I'll be good to go by the time you all get up here, assuming I'm awake. If not, then I'll just tell Shy to kick me, and you can call me and it'll wake me up. You've got my number.
And now I didn't talk to my mother, and my dad is home now, and I've been like, whenever they need rides and stuff, I've been giving it to them because my mother doesn't like to drive anymore. So I know that I need to take him back to the hospital on Monday. I need to talk to her tomorrow to make sure she doesn't need me to take Dad somewhere. So that would be the only thing that could mess up my Knoxville trip.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do. Family first.
Dad, yeah. And Chris, I just mentioned it for a second, and now you're just automatically with James and I at Aqua Shell. I hope you don't mind, and I'm just lumping you in. I'm trying to find us the best deal possible, and I don't want to mention it on here because there's only a few rooms left, and people might grab it.
Right. Well, that's kind of how it evolves. It's just like, hey, you want to do this, and the next thing you know, it's like, yeah, we're going. It's done.
Yeah, I think there's only one room left at the Hilton, so I think it will probably not do that room. But we'll talk about that later in private.
Absolutely.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, well, we will get all that hashed out. I'm looking forward to it. I don't care if I have to sleep on a hotel floor as long as I've got a roof. And even then, honestly, I'll probably go out and wander the city in the middle of the night just because I'm up most of the time at night anyways.
Well, I noticed that the Dallas Aquarium is right down the road.
Ooh, nice.
So I thought, yeah, that might be kind of an opportunity. That's an aquarium I've never been to.
All right. A chat jump. Trying to get caught back up. I guess we were looking at ticket cost. Yeah, it's $80 for the weekend and the VIP experience. You get the 2 days, the glasses, the t-shirts, and you get to meet the YouTubers. So, which we won't go into the standard for YouTuber, but let's just say we don't meet the standard for YouTuber for that event. And I understand, that's fine with me. I just thought it was cute. I've been picking on Ed all day. I'm like, we've got to meet the YouTubers, man. So, yeah, I think you already responded to that, but I want to read it anyways. And don't forget, up early in the AM for Knoxville meetup. We leave at 11:30. Hashtag your fish dad.
My fish boss.
Yeah.
I know I slept in on him once where we were supposed to go somewhere and I forgot to set my alarm, or I set it for the PM instead of the AM. That's one thing when you retire, you can sleep in, and I normally sleep in a lot.
Right.
It's terrible. And I've been a third shift guy my whole life, so.
Oh, I can understand that. River Life says Fishroom Fever number 980 just landed, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm excited because, like I said, I've already got my hours. So as soon as the subscriber counter rolls over, they should be sending me an email the next day or so. I'd love for it to pop up before John comes on, just because I think it'd be kind of cool, just from the last time he was here to this time, having achieved that goal. But I appreciate everybody's support, and it's been a fun ride, and it's just getting started. So this is a lot of things to come. Also, since I haven't talked about it this stream, there are a couple of things I wanted to talk about. My mind's just not 100%. One of those is I also have my first video that's about to hit, or I should say upload technically, that's about to hit 1,000 views. And that is the stream where John and Bob Steenfott were on with Ed and myself. It is, I believe, at 995 or 96 views. I'm going to check that real quick. Let me validate those details there for my videos. 994. So I'm super stoked about that as well, to have my first upload hit 1,000 views. That's going to be awesome. And then I am going to do, presuming that, we hit 1,000 prior to next week's live stream, I am going to be doing the giveaway next Thursday night on the Nocturnal feeding. I haven't decided if I want to give everything away on that one. I am going to do multiple gift cards, or if I want to kind of do that one and then do another one midday, just kind of to be fair to the people that can't be on at 12:30 in the morning, because there are some people that can't be here. But we are definitely going to give away several of the gift cards next Thursday, technically Friday AM, but same show next week.
James, are employees eligible?
Yes. Yeah. So I know for sure I'm going to do a $50 aquarium co-op gift card. One, because I like aquarium co-op, and the $50 because that lets you do free shipping, unless they've changed that, but I don't believe they have. I probably need to release my co-op video, because I did a video, which actually you get a sneak of that if you watch, where I won the gift card from the fish tank barn, of like what you can get for $50 shipped for free. And it's really neat how much stuff you can get from them for $50. And then I'm going to do a couple of Amazon gift cards, or gift codes, I should say. That way we can open up the eligibility on those to the global audience versus keeping it US only, because I think just about everywhere has Amazon. So that's something to look forward to. Shy Guy Miss Fever says, pay attention to me. No, sorry. I thought we got her out of here.
She's the CEO. You better be careful.
Yeah, she's gonna hurt me. Okay, it jumped on me. Let me see if there was anything highlighted real quick. Okay. Oh, recall was joke. Yep, sorry, go ahead.
No, I totally was rude, but did we ever hear? Did Rex say he was going to the big fish deal?
No, he's actually doesn't have to. Let me rephrase that. He's going to be down in Florida for that goldfish and koi show that week.
Oh, totally makes sense. I should have mentioned that. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah, so no, he will not be there. He will be missed, but I'm sure he's going to have an amazing time. We got some people saying Dallas is sketchy after dark. It's a party after dark. Well, I'm not really looking to do any partying, but I do like to explore and adventure. I like adventures. Yes, I did say that I was not going to be streaming after this, Miss Fever. I know, she's as shocked as everybody else is.
Well, we need to meet Rochelle tomorrow. Now, does everybody know that Rochelle changed her name?
Yeah, good point. Go ahead if you want to.
Yeah, I noticed that tonight, and Rochelle is now trying to make sure I don't ruin it by saying the wrong thing, but I think it was Rose Aquatics. I'm shuffling up to see if I can find her name. She probably went to sleep already. Well, if anybody, Rose Aquatics. So if anybody hasn't subbed to her, she's a brand new YouTuber. She really knows her stuff, and she's from Tennessee, so that makes her even cooler. Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me. Don Gallagher says at Fish Room Fever, I believe Corey said in his stream earlier, it is changing this coming Monday to $99 for free shipping. Well, that doesn't mean I'm changing it to a $100 gift card. No, I don't know. I'll look at that. May do something else. I will factor that in ahead of time before we actually do anything. Just because I know it stinks to win something and then have to spend, $15 on shipping or whatever, So it may end up just being a whole bunch of Amazon gift cards, which I'm sure people aren't going to complain about because, I think all of us shop on Amazon from time to time.
I got a football question, which I'd be happy to take. Danikin asked me how much will my boys score on Sunday. They are so good at scaring me, and this is going to be the biggest game of my life. So I don't know. I'm going to go the 49ers. Everybody keeps talking about how great their defense is. Chiefs have taken on or have beat 4 of the top 6 defenses in the league. And the only one they didn't really beat was the 49ers. So it ought to be good. I don't know, maybe 36-24 Chiefs. There you go.
Not bad.
Hopefully I didn't jinx my boys.
Right?
Nobody call me on Sunday. The phone's going to be off.
So Rose asking who's going to the Waffle House and the fish store tomorrow. I plan to be there, and I guess you and Bob. So I guess the 4 of us, Rochelle, as far as I'm aware.
Does it have to be the Waffle House? The only reason why I say that is I have a herniated tailbone, and the Waffle House seats are made of wood that are just flat, and I can literally only sit in them for about 5 minutes. But if it's got to be at the Waffle House, I'll just stand up a lot.
Yeah, and that's totally whatever you all want to do. I'm just along for the ride, if you will. That's me. It's, hey, whatever you guys want to do, cool. Just let me know. I'll be there. Mostly Tank Addiction says, Fish Room Fever, I definitely want to go see the real fish tubers, LOL. Yeah, no, and I get that there's, a certain standard, if you will, for a bigger show like that. I just thought it was kind of funny when I read it. If you got the bonus, the all-inclusive ticket, if you will, that was one of the features, was getting to meet the YouTubers. So,
But I mean, those guys are promoting
Yeah.
Aquashella huge. You know, they have to be there 2 hours before the show just so schmucks like us that buy that ticket can talk to them.
Right. Yeah, and I've got nothing against it. Like I said, I just thought it was funny. I got a chuckle out of it. Let's see. No, I'm not going to stream after this, Miss Shy. You're wrong. Yeah, not Nola Jane Fisher says he's been saying for a long time that shipping was going up. I know he has. I didn't know he had said that it was going to be going up this Monday. Again, I've been out of the loop kind of this week. So I've tried to catch streams. I've at least tried to pop into everybody's stream, but a lot of them I've kind of fallen asleep during or just had to mute it because of a headache. So I did miss a lot of things this week, unfortunately.
And I definitely will bring a pillow. I don't really have a pillow. It's like this rubbery thing that I sit on. I can bring that. It's fine.
Now
Sorry, I haven't said anything.
We've sparked a score debate in the chat here.
And I love Waffle House too. I hope the Southern Waffle Houses are like the ones in Missouri. I like this. It's like eggs, hash browns, chili, cheese, all together. I don't know if they have that. I hope they have that here.
Recon's Aquarium says, it always seems like when you think a title, thumbnail, and video is perfect, it does worse than the videos you didn't like. Yeah, that can definitely happen. And then another thing I'm looking at is basing videos upon keyword searches. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. But to break that down really simple and not turn this over into a YouTube creating stream, this particular time anyways, there are some extensions out there. So you can pull up YouTube and you can type in aquarium how to, and it'll show you 20,000 people have searched this term, 5,000 people have searched this term. And so if you know that it's a specific term that's getting 8,000 searches a week or a month or whatever, you can title a video and build a video to that title to help you with that type of stuff. But that's a whole nother seminar. Excuse me. Let's see.
I love all you guys picking my Chiefs.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Makes me feel good.
No, absolutely. I like I said, I would diet red in support, but I need to keep my job if I'm going to go to these aquarium events. Let's see. And Rose says she will bring you a butt pillow.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a good butt pillow, I've got one, but that's cool.
All right, I'm going to bypass all the butt pillow comments. Get down to the bottom here. All right, I think I did make it to the bottom. Recon says, likely doesn't help that YouTube notifications likely only send notifications to 30 of 156 followers. Yeah, notifications can be sketchy at best. They're still in there. I didn't. So, it is what it is in terms of that. And then, like, even Corey, I saw he had posted something for the members that he had tried a new feature, I guess, last week to send out a video to the members only, and like nobody saw it. So he reposted it again. But you could find it if you went to his community tab and looked for it. So it's YouTube. The thing I try and keep in mind is, sometimes it can be frustrating, but you have to keep in mind that it's a free platform. Excuse me, YouTube is allowing us to create content, talk to you all, to talk to each other, to post our videos for free. It's a free service. And yes, they make money, and yes, they're a business. But instead of, I try not to complain about the problems, if you want to call them that, of using a free service. I mean, that's really the way I look at it. It's like, hey, you're allowing me to use this platform for free. If you look at what it would cost, like 15 years ago to do something like this, you would have to, get on a TV network, There wasn't, this type of stuff. So, excuse me. Yeah, I try not to fuss too much at YouTube, considering it's a free platform and lets you do, what we do without charging.
Yeah, I check people. If you haven't heard from somebody for a while, go check their channel. Yesterday, Guppy Guru was in with Pam, and I was like, man, I haven't gotten a notification from him forever. And so I typed his name in there, and the bell icon wasn't just not clicked, but it had it was light gray and had an X through it, and I couldn't unclick it. So I had to actually unsub and resub just to get his bell working.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've had stuff like that happen before. I've had multi-tank addiction. Good night. I appreciate you hanging out, and I also appreciate your support, brother. You have a good one. We will talk to you some more tomorrow about the Aquashella.
For sure.
Sharpies, I'm inclined to agree with you. I've had some people say that that's not correct, but given the fact that YouTube is a business, it makes sense that they're going to do things that help them in making money. Sharpies Models and Aquatics says, I would presume that once you get monetized and YouTube starts making money from you, that they are more likely to send out notifications. I mean, I would say that as a business, it's going to be in their best interest to help themselves make more money. So that's my thoughts on that specifically. And now, Recon, I know you weren't complaining. I was just, I hear a lot of people complaining, so I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But Recon says not complaining, really just trying to figure out why content doesn't really get the views I would think it would. For example, the co-op unboxing. Yeah, and I mean, it all depends. You kind of have to look at overall how many people are searching for co-op unboxings that, when you release it, how many people are looking at that, for the period or for the week. What's your thumbnail look like? What's the click-through rate on it? Have they shown it to 6,000 people and it's just the fact that nobody's clicking on it? There's a lot that you can kind of dive into on that. Let's see.
Night, Miss Fever.
If you really want to have a good co-op unboxing viral video, then you dress up like Murphy on Halloween and do it that way.
Yeah.
That's how you get a viral one. For those of you that haven't seen our good friend Chattanooga Ed's Murphy costume, I'm sure somebody can grab that link and throw it in there. How many views is that thing up to now?
I don't know. Maybe 750. But for me, that's really great.
Yeah, that thing took off.
And the one thing I didn't say was, please subscribe to me. Oh well.
I'm gonna pull that up real quick. If you see anything you want to grab, I'm curious where it's at.
Next time I do something really goofy like that, I'll definitely say that.
Yeah, 740 views. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing exploded.
Yeah, not bad for a schmuck like me.
Right.
And at the time, I only had about 100 subscribers on top of it. So
yeah.
Now, one thing is, when I go to Aquashella, I'm not going to do any videoing unless we do a live stream. That would probably be fun. Oh, we should do that with Chris.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I've got all sorts of ideas burning in my mind for all these different events and meetups and people and just all sorts of fun stuff going on.
Yeah, we need to talk to Ro if she's already found lodging and stuff too. We'll let her know what we're doing.
So Animal Addiction says, so I was going to do a bit on my ick treatment because I'm very stressed out about it, but I wanted to get an opinion before posting it on the internet. I left my normal filter in and took out the carbon, turned up the temp and added a bubbler. Have you added salt or meds or just up the temp?
What was it, an ick problem?
Yeah. And what have you upped the temp to? It's definitely good that you added the bubbler, in my opinion, because of course, as water gets hotter, it's not going to hold as many oxygen molecules. So that additional surface agitation is going to help keep the water oxygenated.
The water is huge. If you got plants in there, you don't want to use any salt, really. Aquarium salt, not table salt. But
And that's
you probably know that. But still, I throw it out there for somebody that might not. Get a aquarium salt, super cheap. They sell it everywhere. You can put a little bit of that in there. If you do have plants, use some ICX, because ICX is great. And then turn up the heat. And then water changes. Like, I would go a water change every other day and add more ICX after the water change. Get the old stuff out, new stuff in.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of ICX myself. But if you're somewhere you can't do medications, or you just don't want to do medications, you can definitely treat it with temperature.
If Father Fish was here, he would definitely tell us no chemicals in your tank.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm not saying I disagree with him. I'm just saying that there are some cases where I feel safer using chemicals than trusting the situation to ride out.
Yeah, and you can't just quarantine the ick, because it'll still be in the the water. Oh, my angels are laying eggs on my zest filter. I have slate in my tank, but they prefer to lay their eggs all over the zest filters instead.
Animal addiction is, well, of course, it's not going to focus. Not going to focus. Is that what you used, my friend? That will do the trick, especially with the temperature upped. I've used that several times before as well. I saw that he said he added Herbtana. I wasn't sure if it was the microbe lift or if it was another Herbtana product. Yeah, I mean, I've used Herbtana with the increased temperature before and had success with it. So you should be good. Let's see. Just, if I remember correctly, the dosage is a lot lower on Herbtana than a lot of other things are. Yeah, 1 ml per 5 gallons versus like your typical 5 for 10 or 1 to 2. So you're only dosing a couple mLs in there. Yeah, that sorry, the camera wasn't focusing. That what I have is the Herbtana microbe lift. I've used, that's it. It's good stuff. I've used it before. That should be successful for you.
I buy Corey's trio, his quarantine trio.
Yeah.
And honestly, I quarantine my fish, but I don't give them any meds. I just watch them to see if they're going to get sick.
Right.
And I save all of his different meds because, I mean, they're great, for when you need them.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you get fish that have ick, you treat them with the ICX. If you get something with the worms, you got the Adrenal Cure and the... Can't remember what the third one is. But you have I think it's for bacteria and fungus. But you have the 3 different meds at your great price.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good deal. I'm like you. When I do my quarantines, I generally am just observing unless something shows up sick.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow if I see some guppies I want to buy. I'm going to have to resist. Because my quarantine tank has just turned into my blue platy tank.
Yeah,
I love those little guys.
Animal addiction, you are more than welcome. Sorry you're having to deal with it without being able to use any meds, but that should work for you. Yeah, and there's Zen Ginger's got the, excuse me, not the triple treatment, goodness, the Med Trio. the General Cure Icax and erythromycin. Looks like Sharpie's making some more bristlenose babies over there. I've got a lot right now. I'm looking forward to springtime when it warms up and I can start shipping some of them because I've got hundreds and hundreds at this point. I need to get a video. I started to the other day and I couldn't find my microphone, but I actually set up some plastic totes in the other room just for all the bristlenose babies and started pulling them out of all the 10-gallon tanks and into Rubbermaid totes.
Derek just mentioned that he still wants to give me his guppies, and I know we got to figure out. I'll pay for the shipping if you want to ship them, or if we'll try to do a meetup or something. You know, whatever works. We just gotta talk sometime and figure it out.
Apparently, I'm out of the loop because in saying now the new trio, I guess Corey's going hardcore Fritz. It looks like is Fritz Paraclins Icex and Fritz Marison. Hey, just one more fish with Josh. How are you?
Yeah, you know what I'll probably do is I've got a tank with nothing but guppy grass. I'll just pull a ton of it out and put guppies in there. Derek's in there.
There you go. I've just got common bristlenose. I mean, I've got the standard color albinos and calicos, all sorts of variations of that. But right now, that's it. I do have a pair of lemon blue eyes that I'm hoping will start producing some babies soon. And sooner or later, I'm sure these snowballs will start breeding. I've got a little colony of them, so that'll be nice when the snowballs start laying eggs.
Now, how big do the snowballs get? Are they like a foot, or do they always stay small?
No, I don't. If I had to give you a number off the top of my head, I don't think they get over 7 inches. I could validate that, but I'm almost positive the L201s stay below 7. Let me find out real quick. Putting my mind to work, huh?
Well, you know, plecos are the one thing that I've never really liked to deal with because of all their poop.
Okay, yeah.
Straight.
Looks like you're basically looking at a max size of 5.5 to 6.3 with a typical that's more like 4.5 to 5.5. So yeah, they won't even get 7.
I don't know if you guys can see. I've got a little bitty autocat. I love autocats. So they're my algae eaters.
Yeah, I'm a huge pleco nut.
I love autocats. I love how they swim around in little groups every so often, and I just love the little guys.
Okay, 44 Mag says definitely thinking of going to the fish tuber meetup, so maybe we can do it then, but not sure. Ed, I'll contact you on Facebook. Cool, and that'd be awesome if you can make it down here or up here or over here.
Yeah,
I'd love to have you, Derek.
What's your drive time on that, Derek? I mean, that's a pretty long drive.
Animal Addiction says also one more question. Where do you guys recommend getting plants like guppy grass and Java moss? I've never seen them in stores and I've been looking for a few months now. Generally with those two, those are usually best hobbyist sourced. So if you've got a fish club locally or like local classifieds, something along those lines where you can find another hobbyist that has it. Java moss is really tricky to get from a fish store and it actually look well and do well if they can get it at all.
Oh, Ro, I don't know. I don't normally give away any guppy grass. I'll be happy to bring you a bag tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, Ed's guppy grass, it grows like crazy. It's awesome stuff. Yeah, Big J says, I love plecos too. Yeah, my channel was almost the Pleco Palace, but I figured that was almost too narrow of a channel name, and I wanted to have kind of be more all inclusive. But I love my Plecos. That's my thing.
I'm glad you went Fish Room Fever, because if you would have went Pleco Palace, I probably would have just ignored you.
Right, and most people would have. So
it's funny. I
like
like the name, but
and that was my thought. It was not just a name that I liked, but I went with something that I knew would work well. Let me see here.
Jethro's is a big keeper of those guys. But I don't know. I think he's slowly getting out of the YouTube scene, or out of fish in general. I think he's just staying with some small ones. The guppies aren't leaving the house until I have huge colonies. I've got lots of people lined up for my guppies. But I'm planning to put those in shows. So I need a bunch of guppies.
So, Ro, first let me say, Ro's going to have to get in line. She's not after the grass. She wants some of your guppies. There's a waiting list and a clipboard that's hanging up in the back that you're going to have to sign up on there, Ro. Derek 44 Mag Guy says 8 hours 50 minutes. Truck should be fine. Just have to get the gas money at Fish Room Fever. Well, I hope you can get it worked out and sorted, and we would love to have you. I think it's going to be a fun day.
Priscilla asked if our local pet stores are getting the Flugel bug bites made in flakes. And I was actually at my guy on, I think, Monday. It was after the hospital visit. I went up, and he said that on Thursday, which I guess was today, he was going to be getting a whole bunch of the bug bite flakes. And so, well, I'm going to Knoxville now, so I won't be getting any tomorrow. Maybe on Saturday, because I got to drive to Hickson to buy a lot of food and stuff for the Super Bowl anyway.
And I honestly have not, just because I don't look at that section when I'm in there, to be perfectly honest with you. Nothing against the Flugel bug bites or the new flakes coming out. I've got some bug bites that I use in a shrimp tank. But I have certain foods I buy, and that little section is not in the list. Now, if Flugel wants to send me some stuff to try out, I'd be happy to give them a shot. But until then, I'm going to have to stick with the Omega-1 Super Color Flakes.
Yeah, well, Flugel gave me a giant bag of bug flakes, or the bug bites. But they're a little too big for my guppies, and my angels don't like them. They just spit them out. So the Bisher will eat them, and so will the threadfin Acaras. But they don't eat them like they do with my Omega-1 sinking pellets. And so I'm an Omega-1 guy. I use a lot of that.
That's what I thought was funny.
I'm going to probably buy a 10-gallon or 10-pound bucket for $80. Yep. Just because I go through so much of it.
Oh, yeah. I've thought about it. I have definitely thought about it.
That's cool that you use it too.
Yeah, I like the pellets, and then the flakes is kind of the staple of the fish room. I've kind of been mixing it up lately with the Tetracolor granules from when they were on sale on Amazon for like $3 or whatever ridiculous cheap price it was, and I bought like 5 of them. But I've used the Omega-1 for years and years. Hashtag not sponsored, but I'd like to be. So
Zen Ginger brings up a great point, and it's about the pepper grinder. And I'll tell you, I want to do that, but I either need to find a really cool looking pepper grinder, like a Star Wars one or something sci-fi or stupid looking, or I've been waiting for my aquarium box to send me one, because they sent everybody else one, but I haven't got one yet in a year and a half. And they have a real neat one, so I keep waiting for the day, and it hasn't happened yet. And that's why I haven't done it. But that's a great idea.
Excuse me. Yeah, and Priscilla, I can understand that 100%. She said Omega One is great, just not the biggest fan because it's a big box store brand, kind of hard to retail for private owned stores. I get that. I do. It's just a food that I've had really good success with, and I tend to stick with things that work and not change things if they're not broken. We did just have another question somewhere.
Hey, Derek is in here. Mr. Fish, sir. Welcome to the stream.
There you go, Ed. Rose got a mated pair of angelfish she doesn't want.
Well, right now, I don't know if I want my angelfish. When I lived in St. Louis, it was so strange because angelfish were like gold. You couldn't find them anywhere. And so the dream was to be able to get them to breed and go on and sell them to the stores or trade them into the stores for stuff. And I wasn't able to get it done in St. Louis, but I brought all my angels here to Tennessee, and it's like everybody has angels here. It's crazy. It's just like so bizarre. Even though, I mean, if you don't want them, I could throw them in with my other angels as long as they'll get along with everybody. But yeah, I think I'm down to 6 angels. I had 2 mated pair. The male died on one and the female died on the other. And so I put them back in the general pop, tank, and they found each other. And unfortunately, they're 2 different types of angels, but they're trying.
Somebody had mentioned, I think it was Recon, some of their fish didn't like it. That's super colored flakes that I just threw in. And the angels, the gibbosepps, the gouramis, the bichures, even the tiger shovel-nosed red-tailed cat hybrid, all love that stuff. I have personally yet to find anything of mine that will not eat it, from guppies to the piranha. That's actually one of the main things that they get is super color flakes and super color pellets. There we go. Rolling over my headphones there.
Yeah, everything just loves that. The super colored. Oh, I also use the Ceratabs. I've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
And I use shrimp pellets for my Cory cats and the zebra loaches.
Oh, yeah. I've got different wafers. Hikari is the other big one I use. I use the Hikari pellets, the Hikari, I guess they're algae wafers, the Hikari carnivore. Hikari is the other one that basically, if it's not Omega 1, it's probably Hikari. But I've got 20 different types of fish food. And then, of course, frozen food. That's a rabbit hole. Fish food is just going down it.
Yeah, I have everything frozen too. They get their frozen food at night. But nevertheless, the Hikari, now they make the gelatin type stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't ever used it, but I want to so bad. Bob and I, every time we go to a pet store or a fish store, we look for it and it's not there, and if we forget to look, it was probably there. But I don't know how many of you guys watch Dan's Fish, not his live stream, but his videos. About a year ago, he showed a trick on how to feed puffers that Hikari gelatin. And what he did was he would buy crushed shells and mix it with it, and then they would eat it and grind their teeth on those crushed shells. And it was like, that is genius. I saved it in my like videos, and maybe if I ever get a puffer, I'll try that and videotape it. And
that is awesome.
That's a super awesome idea.
So, Ro, if you're absolutely have to get rid of them, need some place for them to go, and you want them to go in the angel community tank back here, we can do that. I'm not seeking angelfish, but if they need a home, then we'll add them to the angel family back there if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, I think I've been missing some of her stuff, but yeah, That's totally cool. Like I say, I've got a 75 where they're in, and I plan on, I don't know what I'm going to do with it right now. Once I get my fish room, I'll probably just leave that in my kitchen.
Tom Patterson, hello and welcome, says, my fish eat omega-1. I get it free from the fish club meetings. I would love to get free omega-1. That would be awesome. Ta-da. The Pond Life, hello and welcome. William Pridemore, I think I said hello to you earlier, but if not, hello. Oji-san Draws, hey, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Melvin, I believe I caught you. I want to say congratulations to you again on hitting 1,000. And Chris has left, but congratulations again to him, since I don't think he hit it. I think he hit it since last week's stream. So
yeah, it was on Friday, and that was one of our things we wrote down to say, and somehow we got way off track of our kind of rotation that we normally do. But we've been having a lot of fun, so.
Yeah, and I'll agree with Scott's Aquatics. He says all fish, you can get them to eat whatever you want them to. Just don't feed them for about 48 hours, and then they will eat then they will want to eat it. Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know why I always go back to John's stories. I guess it's because I've listened to 100 hours of his live streams. But somebody brought him in an arowana, I think it was, and they were like, he'll only eat feeder fish. He'll only eat feeder fish, and John's like, no. It'll be okay. And he came in and he was eating the regular fish food. And to the point of that being, no, when they get hungry, they'll eat.
Yeah, and I get a lot of foods in my aquarium box. So my fish are always going through that. In my aquarium box, they had a flake. It's their own brand or whatever, but it's just earthworm flakes. Oh, my fish, they thought that was like frozen brine shrimp. They are bloodworms. They just went crazy over that stuff. And they've only sent me the one bag, so I probably need to buy another bag of that from them. And it looks just like earthworms. It's that color. It's kind of gross.
Recon, I believe you're correct. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done there, buddy. Recon says, sometimes I think people dislike just because we ask them to like. Hey, I'm okay with it. That's honestly one of my measures of success on YouTube is once you start getting, 3 to 5 dislikes per stream, you know that you're doing something right. That's when you're taking off in the world as you get multiple haters in there. Nevea, hello and welcome, says, I went to Petco today to pick up a 40 breeder. It was fish stocking day. As it happens, a balloon molly had given birth in transit. They gave me the fry for free. That is awesome. I've had them do that here before. I don't know that that's a chain policy, but the lady here did tell me I was buying some fish, and I was like, well, what about the little fry? I don't want to leave it in there. And she said, you can have it. We give the fry away when people buy the fish, so because it's not part of their inventory, it's not an accounted for item that requires financial compensation.
And that fry is what you really want from the box stores because you don't know if they've been bred in salt water and all that. And once you put them in your tank, the fry will grow and their organs won't depend on all that salt. So if the adults die off, but your fry will be super healthy. And it's all about the second generation, I think, with box stores. That's how I look at it.
So I appreciate everybody's support tonight and sharing this out and pushing me and showing love. That does mean a lot to me. And I really do appreciate you all. I'm sorry it's not being expressed more in my face, but it does mean a lot to me, and I thank you for it. Nevea says, I also bought a mated pair of blood parrots, which I have been wanting for a while, and I guess today was the day, and these 2 parrots were already paired. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations. That is very, very cool. Jumped on me. Sparta kids. Brad says he fell asleep and just woke up. Hey, not a problem, Mr. Fish, sir. You're welcome to nap as required or as needed. Priscilla MK Art says the ingredients with most flakes, Tetra Flake, Omega Flakes, are almost identical. The key is to find. The key is kind of to feed a variety of different foods. Yeah, absolutely. Um, my fish rarely eat the same thing twice in a row, but the mix I have, if you will, I'm very particular about, I guess you could say. I try new things here and there, but I don't just add crap to add crap. I guess is the best way I know to put it at the moment.
Quick story that we're talking about foods, and I know that I like to add spirulina flakes and things to my fish. When I was at the hospital, it was, I think, 2 days after my dad's surgery, and I was always trying to get my mom different things to eat, and she loves smoothies. So I went down and they had like this fancy smoothie place at the they call it the hospital mall. But I ordered a thing and it came to me and it was green. And it was like, I thought I was getting a pina colada. And she said, the secret ingredient is spirulina. And then she started trying to tell me what it was. And it was terrible. Don't eat that. But yeah, if you ever get something with spirulina in it, not good. I had it like going down my throat, all over my teeth. Gross.
I was reading it. I missed something. Are you eating spirulina wafers? Is that what you just said?
No, when I bought my mom a smoothie, and then I bought myself one, and I got it was called a pina colada blue, and I'm thinking, or it was called a pina colada blue sky, but what made it blue was the spirulina that she dumped in. And she was trying to explain to me what spirulina was. It's like, I know what it is.
Yeah, no.
I feed it to my fish.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, though.
It was terrible. I wish I would have asked what the blue stuff was going to be.
You, sir, are not a pleco.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you've not tried it, the Hikari Bio Pure Bio Gold, whatever it is, but it's the brine shrimp with the spirulina. It's the green flats of brine shrimp. That stuff is awesome, and the plecos love it. That's kind of my.
And it tastes great.
What?
It tastes great.
It's okay. It's a little on the fleshy side, but that's kind of like when I get new plecos in. That's my go-to diet piece right there for them to get them eating and healthy, so that I can get them in. Through quarantine and all that good stuff.
That's awesome.
There it is. Recon's Aquarium says, in fish room fever, I just noticed your cup sponge filters do the same thing as mine, meaning bubbles occasionally escape from around the top and not just the tube. Yes. So the way that you fix that, there are two ways, as Corey would say. One is to make sure that it's completely level, which that one is not. The side that's got the bubbles escaping sits maybe 1/8 of an inch higher than the side that doesn't have the bubbles escaping. And then the other way to fix that is to put an air stone. Just take about that much airline tubing, just enough to have attachment, and shove an air stone up in there. That will help. But being level or the lack of being level, I should say, is what's causing that to happen.
Oh. I'm like looking at all of mine. I don't see any.
Yeah, I've got them running in several, and I found any of them that I have that problem on. If I level them out, it quits. And I've also added the air stones just because I like the way that they flow better with an air stone in them. Doesn't have to be a never clog. I've got one never clog, and I don't even think it's in one of my co-op filters. I think it's separate. They're just the standard stone air filter, standard air stones inside of the sponge filters. Excuse me.
Yeah, I like that. I haven't really investigated how to put the air stone in there, but that does look good. I like that.
Yeah, and it's just, I think I've got one in here. Let's make a mess, everybody.
It's on the other side of the tank where you have so much more bubbles. That one may not compared to the one on the other side.
Yeah, well, this is also running off of a USB pump instead of an actual pump.
Oh,
This is kind of my test to see how well it worked. Okay, yeah, so this one's got it. Hold, please.
yeah, I'm using one of those USB pumps for Chewy's fish tank right now.
So I'm going to strangle myself with this. And this is actually even longer. This could be shorter than that.
So wait, let me get one that's not been
So
used.
there's the inside of it. It's got that little nipple, if you will, flange, outlet, and then you just take and cut you a piece that's just long enough to fit over that.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, so you see that little, yep, right there, just cut you not even an inch worth of airline and just attach it right on there, shove your air stone in, and that will help.
I love that.
Of course, another trick in that is when you do it, you want to make sure that it's not, cocked sideways. You want it as straight as possible.
So a short cable is probably best. My cat wants to get into this little bitty box the cat wants to get into.
I made the Tiger Shovel Nose Hybrid mad because he really likes to hang out underneath the sponge, that particular sponge. Mr. Fish, sir, I appreciate that very, very much. I look forward to doing my stream all week because I enjoy talking to everybody. Part of why I end up spending so much time online throughout the week.
Yeah, I absolutely love this stream. And we need to get James to 1,000, and then we'll start working on me. And we'll start rotating, or maybe we can do it twice a week or something. James and I have talked about trying to do a prime time just to try to pick up maybe a few more people. But I mean, we love you guys because this is kind of the hardcore people.
Oh yeah, these are the super fans. I guess is the best way
fans
to put
of fish, not us.
Yeah, no, the hardcore fish fam. Let me get caught back up down here. Gnarly Tank Addict says co-op sponge filters do not have a long piece of airline to attach air stone. Long will make it do. Yeah, absolutely right. Never clogs in yours. You can definitely do the never clogs. I just didn't buy that many. I have tons of the cheap, standard air stones. Zen Ginger and somebody else mentioned spirulina being bad, but it says apparently spirulina is like bread for fish. They like it, but bad digestion and no dietary absorption.
I would love some of those swordtails, but right now my fish room isn't ready, so I'm not in any position. I've got about 15 tanks that I'm going to have to build around, and I've got like another 10 that are just empty, and I'm going to buy some more tomorrow. So I don't want to keep filling tanks until my walls are built. While right. Chewy's here, I'm going to show him my fish tank I made him real quick. So talk about something, James.
Tom Patterson says, trying to find ADF tadpole food. I'm assuming that's dart frog, maybe. Going with green water again, can't get them past 2 weeks. That I will say is outside of my wheelhouse. However, I think we've got a couple people in here that have done dart frogs, various kinds of frogs, and tadpoles. I know we've got a couple people in the community. I think we might have a couple in the chat if somebody hasn't already answered that.
It would have helped if I would have switched over to the camera.
That happens to the best of us. All right, hold on a second. I'll put you on the big screen here. All right, Ed.
I don't know how well you guys can hear me.
We can hear you.
Water Sprite in there. It's a 20-gallon. you're actually looking at the back of the tank. But I like the water spray because we'll be able to look at his fish real easy and see him growing in there. I always put a big rock in so that way I have something to drop my water on when I put my water do my water changes. And then a well-cycled sponge filter. So that's going to be tank A, like your first main tank. That's going to be the tank that we start your colony with. And then whatever you want to breed with it, I've talked to James, and once I get a good colony, I'll give him like half of the colony. And then maybe we'll both grow our colonies out again. And then if you want us to add different fish, we'll try to get them. Or, you know, if your buddy or you have a couple buddies that have the fish up north, we'll try to get in touch with them to get whatever you want. And we'll mix them with those Lucas Brett albino galaxies.
That'll be awesome. Absolutely.
So that'll be fun.
So let's see. Scott's Aquatic says, how many tanks do you have? I've got 40 set up. It might be 41. It's always at least 40. The ish part ranges depending upon what I have up and down. But and then if you include like the totes and things, it's closer to 50.
Yeah, once my fish room's there, I'll be about it the same. And then I'll have a poker table right in the middle.
Big J's asking if I'm ready for my hybrid to be as big as the one in the video. He sent me a video of a beautiful red-tail tiger shovelnose hybrid. Yeah, I'm ready for my little guy to start growing. He's over here in the corner, I'm sure. That's where he always sits. Yep, he went back under the other sponge filter since I messed with this one. Hey, Julie Wrights on Walls, how are you?
GRB mentioned that gravel looks like Chiefs gravel. That's amazing. I got that gravel for free. It was in this tank. This was a Craigslist job, and that gravel I scooped it up and I've been saving it. I hauled that all the way from St. Louis because I always planned on having a lot of fish tanks just to breed stuff in. That is amazing. The Chiefs colors. It's actually orange and red and black, but yeah, I like that Chiefs colors.
I saw somewhere, I can't find it again, but somewhere, oh, there we go. And yeah, that was my mistake. I said dart frogs. I just saw DF and it was in reference to tadpoles. It was African dwarf frogs is what someone was trying to cultivate food for. I don't know. I mean, I would assume, like I know in my green water tank, I've got all sorts of, I guess you'd call it microfauna. I don't even know exactly what they'd be, but all sorts of tiny little organisms all over the place in there. So I would assume that that's probably your best bet for feeding them. I've not gotten, which I don't have the dwarf frogs, but I've got the African clawed frogs. I've not gotten mine to actually produce yet, so I've not gotten to give that a try. But if you get something that works for you, by all means, please update us and let us know.
In my fish room, I plan on putting totes on the bottom of the racks that I have, just mainly because my back is pretty bad and I'm not good at bending over into tanks. So I figure if I put them in totes, I have a little bit more room. And I'm going to do what Joseph does and just kind of raise fry in those tanks. I like that idea. It's that he's been doing.
I think that'll be awesome. I'm really looking forward to you getting your kind of poker table setup going on in the fish room build.
It's going to be a good time.
Hey, Tommy Travels, how are you? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Saw you were live earlier. Was going to come hang out for a minute, but was getting ready to start up this stream myself. I hope you're doing well. hopefully you've gotten your hours to click over for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hi, Tommy.
For those of you that don't know Tommy, he was one of the people that helped us with 54 Punchy back when she was 54 Punchy. Getting her to her 1,000. Seems like forever ago now. Oh, there's Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you? That would be from Tommy Travels. I appreciate the raid. Appreciate you all showing up. Addict Mike, how are you? Let's see. Music chat. Hello, hello. Lots of people raiding in here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see. Where was it? I saw Chewy was talking about the magenta gene, and I lost it. But yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully, we can get that project going. I've still got the 20-gallon set up, set aside, I should say, for when we can get the proper fishies for it, Chewy, so we can get that breeding project underway.
Oh, Rex here. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I was listening to your live stream, but I was kind of prepping for ours. And you mentioned you were going to do your own website and sell your own merch. I think that'd be awesome. And
yeah, absolutely.
You can definitely count me in for buying something or a couple things from you, because you're a super cool guy, and I'd love to rep your stuff, show it off. It'd be super cool. Okay.
Make sure I didn't miss anybody. If I missed anybody, I'm so proud to be a servant. Hello, appreciate you coming in. Mickey Rourke, hello. Rourke, great. Hey, how are you? I appreciate that very much. Let's see, 44 Mad Guy Fish and More. Is it better to go through Nashville than on to Knoxville, Tennessee, or Chattanooga than on to the Knoxville, Tennessee? I guess
it might be.
Go ahead.
Honestly, I think it'd be maybe quicker if he goes north, straight up to Tennessee, and then across. Because if you go through the Chattanooga way, you're going to hit a lot of mountains and be a little twisty all the way through Alabama. But I mean, I would just Google it and check it out.
Let's see, Tommy Travels and Killer Whale Raid. Hey, Killer Whale, I didn't see you, but if you're in here, I hope you're having a great day, brother. God bless you. I hope things are going well.
Yeah, and Killer Whale's a St. Louis guy.
I would apologize for the God bless, but I'm not going to apologize. I don't talk religion, but I'm also not going to apologize for saying that. So we'll leave that at that. I normally don't, but
You're in the South. Everybody says God bless.
Sand Creek Aquatics says 10 more. Yeah, I'm almost there. 992. Well, if we can make it tonight with 10 minutes left in the stream, that would be a heck of a way to end the night, and a heck of a way to start my workday. Mickey Rourke's Go Face Fund Me, PayPal My Face Funds. Excuse me. Hello and welcome. Excuse me, that was a lot of name. Nathan T just vlogged this. Hello, welcome. Glad to have you here. But yeah, Rack, if you start a website and get some stuff on there, that would be pretty cool in my opinion. We'd be happy to support that. If you decide that it's not for you for whatever reason, and you wanted to get some stuff on the Fish Room Fever website, just let me know. Brother, we'd be happy to support you like that as well. I know at one point we're probably going to open it up for Ed to sell some fish when the time comes. So, if you decide you don't want to do your own, but you still want like an online access, just holler at me. We'll take care of you. You've been so good to me. I'd love to.
Yeah, we got to finish my Teespring shirt.
We do. I'm so far behind on everything after this past week. I
totally understand.
I tried to design a few things, but I just was having trouble even focusing some days when I tried to look at the screen.
It's not easy being sick and then taking care of kids that are sick. That's tough.
Yeah.
And Tommy said he's from St. Louis too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Tommy's done. He does a little like travel videos. He's got some really cool live streams. I need to get with him because he plays music and stuff during his. And I think it's from the YouTube studio, but I've never actually gotten with him to learn how he runs it through the system because he has a fun time.
Yeah. I've been there. He's way cool.
He's toured several aquariums and things of that nature. He's got some good videos there to check out.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Let's see. So it looks like Dr. Black is going to stream in approximately 9 minutes when we wrap this show up. 4 more to go. We're counting it down. 3 more. And look, Gnarly Tank Addict says STL area here. So there you go. Another St. Louis. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, I had some notes because I know in June there's going to be the Killy Club in St. Louis is going to be having a great big auction or not just an auction, but a little convention. And I figured I would hype that up when we get closer to June, maybe in a month or so. I'll start pushing that. But St. Louis has 2 pretty good fish clubs.
Just wait to push those things until my my tax returns come in. Then we could then talk to me.
Well, it gives me an excuse to drive back to St. Louis and visit my brother and sister-in-law.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and that's awesome. It's good to incorporate family. So.
Yeah, I can't believe it. My St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup this year, and now my Chiefs are in the Stanley Cup or in the Super Bowl. I'm going crazy.
Ro is going to bed. Says I have to get off here and get my crap in order and some sleep so I can meet my Tennessee Fish fam tomorrow. Love you guys. Good night. Ro, have a wonderful night. I appreciate you hanging out with us, and I'm looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be very fun. I'll probably be a little sleepy because I'm headed into work after this. Yes, Tommy has got, I don't see it on this chat, but I'm seeing it on the other chat. Tommy's got a whole playlist of aquariums. So go check that out. Got some cool stuff in there.
Yeah, I love aquarium. Well, obviously, I mean, look at the type of show we run.
But public aquariums too, though. That's
well, that was one of my favorite things about. I mean, I hated moving away from St. Louis, but moving to Chattanooga, we have the Tennessee Aquarium.
Yeah,
and the Georgia Aquarium gets a lot of hype for having the mega-sized tanks, but the Tennessee Aquarium is actually one of the nicest aquariums in the States, and I'm not just saying that because I live here. It's 2 buildings, I mean, gigantic buildings. They're beautiful outside architectural, but you go up these giant elevators or escalators, and the whole thing winds down. So you get to see all the fish, but you're never having to go up. The whole crowd, everybody's going the same way. Like, I used to go to Chicago to the Shed quite a bit.
Oh.
And that place is just, it's like a mall. Everybody goes different directions. And so, you're running into people. The Tennessee Aquarium is really cool how it's set up. Really, really love it. Of course, I'm a member too. So,
thank you, everybody. You guys are going to make me cry on here. I appreciate all your support. This is awesome. But yeah, I see it all through the chat. So thank you very much for that. That means a lot to me, you guys. That has been something I've been working for. And I appreciate you all, because without you all, it wouldn't be possible. It would just be me talking to myself on video, and that just gets you committed. So I'm glad that you all were here for this. And I want to thank you all again, because it means a lot to me, and I'm super happy. And that's just the first step. We're gonna keep pushing and moving on. I will release a video here in the next couple days before next week to discuss the giveaway for the next stream. So thank you all again very, very much. You guys are awesome.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
I love you all. So thank you again. I don't. Ed, you take it away. I'm kind of speechless at the moment.
Well, yeah, this is awesome that James has done this. It's super cool. He works so hard for this community. I don't know anybody that's done as much as him so fast. When I first met him 6 months ago, 9 months ago, I think he had 50 subscribers maybe. And he has done great things in the community. He's really well known. I'm sure this 1,000 is just one little hurdle. I just know he's just going to keep going and doing better. It's really awesome. Good job, man. Man, we ought to go to a steakhouse tomorrow. I'll buy instead of the Waffle House. But yeah, that's super cool, man. Congrats. Or we'll go to the Waffle House tomorrow, and then I'll take you to a steakhouse in Maryland or something.
Yeah, Fish Tropic says I contacted Whale. Thank Pam and Whale. Yeah, thank you, both of you, all of you. Seriously, thank you. I had a lot of people think that I was crazy when I said, "Hey, I'm gonna give this a shot," and I think that I could make it happen. And wouldn't have been able to do it without you all. So I'm glad that you all have decided that you enjoy your time here and have supported myself. Yes, I do need a cigarette, Sharpie. I got about 3 more minutes, and then I'm going for a cigarette. So I'm gonna keep bringing you all the live streams and the guests and the things that you've gotten used to, and I'm gonna be bringing you all more videos and better videos is what I'm working on, which is part of why I'm wanting to talk with John about some tech stuff. So I've got some big plans in store, and I look forward to sharing that with you all and sharing the journey. And hopefully this will just continue to open up more opportunities for everybody in the Fish fam. We are going to start working on Chattanooga Ed here in the near future. We'll start switching over to his channel to do live streams. That way we can get his hours built up. So.
Not to change the subject, but Chewy asked us if we've ever considered darters. And it's funny because at the beginning of our stream today, we had Father Fish as a guest, and he was talking about Tennessee darters and how to get them. And we both were thinking that we would try to get a tank eventually of some darters or Tennessee darters. That'd be pretty neat. But I don't know if James wants to do that or not, but I think that'd be neat.
We can't, sorry. Somebody sent me a screenshot with the 1K on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, I've got this dirt-eating grin that I'm not going to be able to get rid of. But with that being said, it is 2:29, and I have made the promise to keep this specific stream to 2 hours every week. Do you want to do the final wrap-up, or do you want me to do the final?
Oh, you need to do it. It's your 1,000 stream.
Gotcha. Well, if you have anything you'd like to say, any thank yous or shout-outs or anything like that before I do the wrap-up, you're welcome to do so, Ed.
Well, good day, mates, and we'll see you all in Dr. Black's channel.
Love it. I love it. All right. So again, thank you all very, very much. As always, not just for supporting me, but I encourage you all to support each other, as I have from the beginning, back when I was, just getting started. So I appreciate you all. Dr. Black is going to be streaming next. If somebody will drop that link in there, I would appreciate that. We can all go hang out there. And I will meet you all over there, and we'll keep this party going. Sorry, a little speechless. Again, thank you. And until next time, keep your fish healthy and catch yourself a little fish room fever. Bye, guys.